Imagine waking up to find tens of thousands of people gathering at your country's border within hours. Some climbed fences, others swam through dangerous waters. Many believed Europe had opened its doors, but that belief was based on rumors. In the summer of 2026, Spain's tiny African territory of Ceuta suddenly became the center of one of Europe's most dramatic migration crises. What really happened? Why were so many people willing to risk everything? So, is this the real reason, or is there a deep, calculated conspiracy behind it? And why is this small city so important to Europe? Today, we will learn about Ceuta, Spain's African border city, and the full story behind the recent migration crisis. Most people think Spain is located entirely in Europe, but few realize that Spain also controls two small territories in North Africa, Ceuta and Melilla. Ceuta sits directly on the northern coast of Morocco. Although geographically in Africa, it is legally part of Spain and therefore part of the European Union. That means anyone who successfully reaches Ceuta has entered EU territory. For decades, this tiny city has represented hope for migrants seeking a safer and more prosperous life in Europe. Because of that, Ceuta has become one of Europe's most heavily guarded borders. High steel fences, surveillance cameras, patrol boats, and security forces operate around the clock. Yet, despite these measures, thousands still try to cross every year. In late July 2026, an extraordinary situation unfolded. Large crowds gathered near the border between Morocco and Ceuta. Some migrants attempted to climb border fences. Others entered the sea and tried to swim around coastal barriers. Authorities suddenly faced an enormous challenge. Reports suggested that as many as 60,000 people gathered near the border or attempted to move towards Ceuta within a short period. Spanish security forces responded by reinforcing the border. Emergency services were deployed. Search and rescue teams worked along the coastline. The humanitarian situation quickly became serious. Many people required medical treatment after exhausting journeys. Several tragic deaths were also reported. Within days, many migrants returned to Morocco or were sent back under existing border agreements. The crisis was driven by several different factors. First, false information spread rapidly across social media. Posts claimed that Spain had opened the border and that anyone entering Ceuta would receive permission to remain in Europe. Those claims were false. However, misinformation spread faster than official statements. Second, economic hardship continues to push many people toward Europe. Across parts of North and Sub-Saharan Africa, unemployment, poverty, and limited opportunities encourage thousands to search for a better future. For many families, migration is viewed as the only chance to improve their lives. Third, the relationship between Spain and Morocco has long been politically sensitive. Whenever tensions rise or border controls change, migration pressure can increase dramatically. Finally, for decades, Europe, from the UK, France, Germany, and Italy to many other nations, has portrayed itself as the world's garden, built on its culture, economic power, and political values. But today, as new forces challenge its dominance, Europe's leaders are facing growing pressure. Is the continent's image of peace, order, and stability beginning to crack? Ceuta is far more than a small coastal city. It represents one of the European Union's external borders. Any major incident there immediately becomes an issue for both Spain and the EU. The crisis also highlighted a difficult challenge facing Europe. How can countries protect their borders while also respecting humanitarian responsibilities toward vulnerable migrants. Finding that balance remains one of Europe's most difficult political questions. The events in Ceuta remind us that migration is rarely caused by a single reason. Conflict, poverty, misinformation, and political tensions often combine to create humanitarian emergencies. For thousands of people, Europe represents hope. For governments, managing migration while maintaining security remains an enormous challenge. As climate change, economic inequality, and regional instability continue to affect millions, border crises like Ceuta may become more common in the years ahead. The question is no longer whether migration will continue. The real question is how the world chooses to respond. What do you think is the biggest cause of this crisis? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe for more international documentaries. Thank you for watching.